Hey feminine, let's go ahead and jump right into this reading, my love. Let us see what the messages are that Spirit has here for you on today. Please do keep in mind, y'all, these are general messages. Only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Dun dun dun. Alrighty, let us see, let us see. Thank you, Spirit. Alright. What are the messages? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Alright. I hid who I really am from you. Okay. You were the best thing in my life. Aw. I know I was a distraction from your pain. Aw. This could be someone you reconnected with temporarily. Oh. I wish things could be different. This is so sad. What's underlining here? I'm so attracted to you. Alright, so this person is very into you. Yeah, I feel that. Okay. The best thing that ever happened. And this is like, you're the one they will always love. That's what I'm getting. You're the one that somebody will always love. Okay, yeah, Knight of Wands and the Ace of Cups. They will always have this passion for you. They will always feel these romantic feelings toward you. It will always be you for them. Okay. That's what it feels like. It'll always be you for them. The Moon. The Queen of Wands. The Four of Swords. Oh, I don't know how you're going to feel to hear this, but yeah, it's the truth. The King of Swords, the Six of Swords. The Six of Cups. The Five of Cups. The Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. All right, you ready? You're not going to like the way it sounds, baby girl, but it's the truth. It's what's here. It's this person's truth anyway. It might not be your truth. And you might not feel like it's the truth, but it's the truth from where they stand. You know how they say it's three sides to every story? It's yours, theirs, and then, okay, the actual truth. Well, this is the truth from where they stand. And I feel like that's why the moon is here. Because not everything is as it appears to be. So I feel like we're about to look into their side and where they're coming from. I mean, you might say, well, Blue, we always do that. We kind of ping pong and go back and forth between what it is that feminine is feeling because of what masculine did or masculine didn't do, etc. What masculine plans on doing about it. But this is more so how you have made masculine feel because of what you have done or didn't do. That's why I said I don't know how you're going to like this one. 333 on the timestamp. But clearly the Ascended Masters feel like it need to be said. Okay. Masculine may feel like you're not who they thought you were. Now, is that true? Probably not. More than likely not. The Queen of Wands is in the upright. She could have reversed herself. She's in the upright. So being high vibrational, being confident, having great foresight, being mature, being extremely generous. Yes, you're all of those things. But because they're not getting access to you the way that they want right now, it's like, oh, you being immature, or maybe you not confident, maybe you not bold, or you know, like it's like, of course, but that's because they're hurting. That's because they're in their feels, you know. Hence the I wish things could be different. I know I was a distraction from your pain. The Queen of Wands is somebody that gets a lot of attention. Then we have the nerve to have the Six of Wands as the underlying energy. So whoever you are, you get a lot of attention. This person could be under the impression that some attention has gone to your head, or you use them in some way. Like, this person might feel like they're a secret in your life, or like you keep a lot of secrets. They're doing their best to find peace right now, because this is all stressing them out, is what it feels like. It's like they're trying to heal from something, or they're trying to get over something. They're trying to make peace with the space and the distance that's between the two of you right now. But they also can't help but feel like me making peace with it means that I have to accept the fact that this person is not who I thought they were. And again, I'm not getting that that's the truth. I'm just getting that this is how the distance is making them feel. Because they were under the impression that perhaps the two of you were coming together. So mind you, you see how it says, I hid who I really am from you? They didn't let you in, so you distance yourself. But now, because of you being so distant, instead of being so warm and welcoming and inviting and being helpful in the way that you typically are, it's like, well, did you pretend to be something too? Like, were you pretending? You know, so that's the thing here. It's like, what were they pretending to be? We're going to have to dig. Because they were pretending about the feelings. That was not fake. They're attracted to you. You're the best thing in their life. They wish things could be different. That's all true. But it says, I hid who I really am from you. I just don't feel like that's coming from them right now. I feel like that's connected to you, because we pulled that card. Yes, it says I on it. But the energy is what I'm picking up on, not the word, right? Just like with the tarot, you know, it's not always what the traditional meaning of it is. What's the energy behind it? What does it feel like? That's an intuitive reading. If a person is saying they're an intuitive reader, but they're just going based off of all textbook meanings, that's not intuition. That's memory. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling like this is you. Like they just feel like you the one that hid who you really were. I feel like maybe they hid their true feelings. They might feel like you get a lot of it. You get something again about you get too much attention, and maybe the attention makes you big-headed, and so they don't want to be another person to just be giving you a whole bunch of attention or something like that. But them being this King of Swords person with you and being all unemotional could have made you feel like, well, dang, you know, you don't care or something along those lines. But that's not true, because when we look here, Six of Cups is like playfulness and giddiness, and again going back to that Queen of Wands, being very mature, but maybe you're not acting like that right now, or that's how they feel. Because see, the King of Swords is somebody that likes to communicate. So when you're feeling ways but you're not saying what you're feeling and you're hiding it, or you're distancing yourself from this person and they don't really have a clear understanding as to why they feel like you're being immature, because it takes 2 seconds to just open your mouth and say, this is how I'm feeling and why. So the Five of Cups, the energy of abandonment and feeling, you know, all sorts of regret and remorse, and focusing on all the worst of the worst feelings and emotions that could be coming up instead of focusing on the positive. But again, the moon, not everything is as it appears to be. So perhaps they don't see the positive. Right now, all they see is the negative because you distance yourself from them. This could be somebody that's trying to see the positive, but it's just not that easy. It's not that easy when a person keeps distancing themselves from you, or it's not that easy when you don't have a clear understanding of something. So the Four of Wands and the Eight of Wands, if there were to be communication, union could happen. Union is very real and possible. But if nobody says anything, there's no conversation, there's no understanding, then how could there be any progress? So everything dies off. Yep. And I'm like, this is what they're thinking. They're thinking you don't even know how much they love you. Now you're in your ice cold energy, Queen of Swords. Again, I feel like that's what it is. I hid who I really am from you. I was this King of Swords instead of being the King of Cups because I wanted to try to play it cool. I feel like you get all this attention. I didn't want to be another person coming to give you all this attention. I didn't want to feel like I was kissing your A. But now it's like you think that I don't care and you're distancing yourself from me. But all I'm getting from that is that you don't know how to communicate, or that you don't like me, or that what I thought about you isn't true. And that's not real at all. That's BS. Right? You're still who you are. You exactly who they think you are. It's more like they didn't give you much to go off of. You know? Yes, the Queen of Wands gets a lot of attention, but not everybody gets to be up close and personal with the Queen of Wands. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the Queen of Wands is great with business and is a great like influencer and things like that. Like, she has a lot of people around her. A lot of people want to be like her. It's that energy. It's that that magnetism that draws people in. Okay. However, not everybody, like, for example, if you have a business or you have a storefront, there's a whole bunch of people that's going to come into business in a storefront. But not everybody gets to be in there when you lock that door. This person got to be in there when you lock the door. You know, not everybody gets to come get in your car and go home with you. You know, for people that go on tour and stuff like that, you know, a lot of people show up to their events and to whatever they got going on, their concerts, what have you. Not everybody is riding with them on the bus. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's like this person had up close and personal access to you, and you really appreciated that, and you really liked them around. But now they took it as they didn't just want to be another one, or see, they wasn't looking at it the right way. That's a them thing. Again, back to the moon. Moon is also about insecurities. So they hid who they really are from you. They're sensitive and they have insecurities. And with you being somebody that's this Queen of Wands, they didn't want you to know that, oh, I have all these feelings for you, because guess what? If you don't know, then you can't hurt me. But that didn't work, did it? They still ended up getting hurt. So, child, good night. All right, that's the energy that's here. This person is very sensitive, very passionate. They have insecurities. All right, but I feel like if you're human, you may have an insecurity or two. Okay. If you're somebody that feels like you don't have any, that could be a thing. Maybe you're just so confident, they're like, you don't have no insecurity. You know, who knows? Maybe this person assumes you don't have no insecurities. Okay. It could be the smallest thing. Like, you like, I got too much elbow meat. You know, it could be, they don't know what your insecurities may be or may not be. But again, they were hiding who they really are. So it's only right that they assume that you were doing the same thing. No, you weren't. Okay. So let us proceed. Look what decided to show itself. Like, come on. And that's clearly not intentional. Because how would I know to put my nail in between? Okay. How would I know that? Right there. So no. The Lovers comes out. I feel like something about to shake because the card just moved. I'm laughing because somebody, you know, that's skeptic gonna be like, because you tapped it. Yeah, but I didn't have to tap it. See, everything happens for a reason. All right. See, this is why blue likes when it's quiet, because then I can channel and I can hear what it is that spirit is saying. When there's a whole bunch of thumping and bumping and all that, child, can't take it, can't stand it. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is an open-minded person. A student, a scholar, someone who's learning something for the very first time and they're excited about it. I feel like your person is learning about manifestation for the very first time, or how strong they are in that area, or something like that. They may want to learn more about it or something like that. But I feel like they've always wanted a very specific thing, and they feel like with you, they could have that. So it's like they manifested something. But there's also this distance and this space between you two. So it hasn't fully come into fruition yet, but they can see it, you know. They can sense it. But if it ends, well, all right. If it ends before it even gets started, all right, then that wouldn't be good. Now we have the Ace of Swords, okay? Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords. Yeah, see, you are the truth. You ain't lying. Lying about what? About who you are? Why would you do that? How old are we? However, let's not act like there aren't mad people out there that be doing it. Okay, let's not act like. However, the people here watching me, my clients, my clientele, my fan base, my supporters, they ain't out here faking it. They ain't fraudulent. Okay, again, the Queen of Wands could have very well went into reverse. She didn't. So again, it's because you're distant and they're not getting certain access to you anymore. They feel like, oh, you're not who I thought you was. No, you're just not getting access to me because what you were giving me access to wasn't the best. It was cold. It was calculated. There was no warmth in it. It didn't say, I love you. I care about you. I want you around. Stay next to me. It didn't say that. So why would a person give any of that? Why would a person assume any of that? I also feel this energy here where, and this is for some of you, not all, a lot of tarot readers pick up on the Queen of Wands being a witch, right? Now, I've never really, I feel like any of the queens can be that. Any of the queens can be that. Anybody can be that, right? That word, witch, like Wicked Witch Wednesdays. Remember that, y'all? We had Magical Mondays and Wicked Witch Wednesdays. I'm going to bring that back. But anyway. So, witch, they could feel like, oh, you didn't tell me you were a witch or something like that. It could be something like that going on here. You didn't tell me you was a witch. You're a witch or something. You're like, what? Like because you have certain capabilities or maybe you are that and you just don't call yourself that. Like maybe you're just not into that word, right? But you have a lot of capabilities, skills, power, whatever. You just don't use that word. Because a lot of the time, when people hear that word, they think negative, they think bad, and it doesn't always have to mean that. Natural healer, someone with certain powers, capabilities, it can be dark, it can be chaotic and problematic, but it doesn't always have to be like that. So again, not everything is as it appears to be. So this person having one idea, one assumption, only to find out, Page of Pentacles, something else. You see, it's like they're learning something different. Oh, this word doesn't necessarily mean bad, evil, malicious intent. Four of Swords. Something about meditation, resting easy, chilling. I was about to say vibing. Okay, we got three in one spot, and then Lovers as the underline. Something about the number 3 is significant to whoever this reading is for. All right, either you were born on the 3rd, somebody could be a life path number 3, you or your person. Something is significant about the number 3. I feel like this person is learning something about their path. If you don't know how to find your life path number, the month, day, year you were born, add it all up. Okay, see what you get. Some numbers don't break down. Those numbers are 11, 22, 33, and some say 44. Okay, so the numbers that don't break down again are the master numbers 11, 22, 33, 44. Those do not break down. Everything else breaks down. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even 6. Master number 33 can be both. Like the ones that have the master numbers, you can be both the 33 vibration and the 6. 22 is 22 and the 4, so forth and so on. But the masters don't break down. More strenuous life path. Trust me, like some people, how people like, that's what I want. Everybody think they want something just because it sounds a certain way. Trust me, how like, this ain't what you want, baby girl. This ain't what you want. But that's how you find your life path number. Okay, add it all up. So we got the 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the Strength card. Something significant about that number 3. Okay. They're praying that you're just taking a pause, like you're just taking a break or something. This reminds me of the other day. I did a reading like that, right? There was a title. I said, this masculine said y'all not done, y'all just on break or something like that. Child, they serious. They ain't playing. They said y'all just on break, beloved. Okay? They're praying that that's the case anyway. Okay? They're praying that you're not done. Got the Six of Swords and the King of Swords. Okay. We have the Three of Pentacles. Alright, so King of Swords, Six of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Also, they want to talk, but it's like you're not talking or something like that. Okay, but obviously, right? They praying that you just on break. Three of Pentacles is working together, being on the same page. So again, if I would have told you who I really was, or if I would have shared with you how I really feel, then we would have been on the same page. That's just pretty much what I get from that. You know, they could assume or could have felt like, you know, it's like, tell yourself that if that helps you sleep at night. That's what I'm getting from this. Sometimes people really have to tell themselves certain things and really do their best to believe those things in order to get good night's rest. If that's what you have to tell yourself, if you have to tell yourself that feminine wasn't really who you think they are just so you can sleep better at night about having sabotaged the connection, then go ahead and tell yourself that. But the reality is they can't believe that themselves. So it might work for 1 or 2 nights, but how long is that really going to last? Again, 1 or 2 nights. It answered itself in advance. Five of Cups is regret, remorse, sadness. You know, I shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have said that. Or I should have done this, I should have said this. Should have told them we was on the same page. I should let them know that I was into this. Hello. The High Priestess. You're a High Priestess though. So they wanted you to read their mind. Oh, good night. Even if you could, you're not doing it. It's like, see, pre-shuffle of this deck that I created over here, one of my decks. Okay, freedom to choose. You have the freedom to choose. All right? And you chose not to say or do nothing. Feminine could know all they want to know. What does that mean? The actions are still required. Okay? That's the thing here. All right, the actions are still required. And I say they can't stop thinking about this Empress, child. All right, let us see. 6 of Cups. The 5 of Pentacles. Okay. King of Cups. Like, for example, right? This person could say something to you like, they could tell you that they love you, that they want to be with you, all this other stuff, right? And you intuitively know. Blue does not mean to giggle, but I can't help but giggle because you guys see what I do for a living, okay? So this happens, by the way, right? Like, there are people, like, when they first found out what I did, that they would be scary or scared to come around me because they assumed that I would just be picking up on stuff. See, that's the thing. When you ain't doing shit, you ain't got no business, first of all, why would you be so concerned about that? You know what I'm saying? And number 2, why would I be doing that again? You know, so that's why I think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think that I just want to look into everybody's life, or I care that much about everybody and what they doing, that I'm just sitting up here if stuff comes through, it comes through, but that don't have nothing to do with me. You get what I'm saying? And you have to pick and choose what information you want. You know what I'm saying? As the High Priestess, you don't sit there and just hold on to everything and absorb everything and take everything. And no, we have to live too. We have to be in this world too. Imagine if we did that. That would be an overload of information, don't you think? So people just always assume that that's how it goes. If you are able to do certain things, or if you have certain gifts and abilities or whatever, that's not how it works. That's why I think it's funny, you know, because you do what you do, because you have a certain ability. Well, you know how I feel. You should have knew, but the action is still required. The action is still required. Okay? So 5 of Pentacles is blocking something out. Okay? They may feel like you're blocking out the memories. Okay? Yeah, see, you know I love you. You see what I'm saying? That you know I love you. Why are you blocking it out? Child. Anyway. We have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, the World. You see? So it's like, then they're going to be in regret, remorse, because I should have just been straightforward and direct. There you go. Boom. All right. Another reading from the other day. This masculine feels like they should have just been direct with this feminine from the beginning. Correct. We got the Two of Cups. This is a soulmate connection. Twin flame soulmates at that. All right. But they hid who they really were. You were able to, I mean, you know that they're sensitive. You know they're emotional. You know that they're insecure. You pick up on all of that. You're not trying to, like, pick at them about it. You're not trying to make them feel bad about it. You just want them to be open with you. You want to feel like it's real and not just spiritual. You know, like, how do I put this? Like, you want to feel like it's in the physical and not just a spiritual thing. Like, just because we have the telepathic communication, for example, see, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for that example. For example, right now, right? This person feels like, but you're intuitive, so you should have known that. Well, how about right now? We having telepathic communication. That's not good enough for you. You still feel like you're missing the communication, right? But why? You still having telepathic communication? Because you still want it in the physical. Hello. So that's where I'm coming from with this. Like, yes, it was a spiritual awareness. Yes, all that was there. Cool, got it. But it was the physical connection. It was the physical intimacy. It was the physical confirmation that feminine was like wanting and was not getting from this person. So it's like, come on, how are you not understanding something? Yeah, we got the Lovers here. You understand because the two of you are connected. You know they understand. I know they understand. We're not about to play this game with them like they don't understand. Okay? We're not doing that. All right? You understand. All right? Shit, we got the Hierophant. Yeah, so this person still wants marriage with you. They still want reunion with you. They still want what they want. It's not changing. Okay? Again, if they had to choose, it's always going to be you. It's always going to be you. For them, that's it. Okay? Perhaps it's a matter of divine timing when they're going to realize that you really are who you say you are. It wasn't something that was fabricated or made up. They just got to get it together and come out and say what they need to say or do what they need to do. Stop making it seem like it's a you thing. It's not a you thing. All right. For example, thank you, Spirit. When I went to go grab this deck, the reason I grabbed it is because there was a card flipped over. It grabbed my attention. The message that it had on it was my fault, but I blamed you. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying right here. Okay. And we're not going to look. We're not pointing. We're rotating the finger right now. But I'm just saying. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah, you over here talking about, you know, you don't know who feminine is and all this other stuff. But the first card over here say, I hid who I really am from you. Come on now. Stop playing games. All right, we have June. Something significant about June when you met. Birthday, anniversary, last time you saw each other, last time you spoke. Something. Wanting your touch. Okay, person is wanting your touch, feminine. All right, wanting you close. All right, last name change, anyone? You see? Four of Wands and the Hierophant. They want marriage. Okay, that's what they want. Three of Pentacles. All that is devotion, commitment, marriage. All right, we have gifts. All right, spiritual gifts. I just did a reading over on the Patreon. It was a part 2 to our first reading today. All right, go and check that out. This person has spiritual gifts that they're finally tapping into. Be bold with this. All right, they're going to come towards you and speak up or come towards you and let it be known how they're feeling. Show their truth. Okay. 3 or more people. Very interesting. All right, a good time. Okay, that's interesting to come out right after that. 3 or more people in a good time. What in the world? All right, vacation. Every little thing that we do. Oh, shoot. Okay. What y'all got going on? Underline the energy here. Eon. Warrant. Jail time. Oh, Lord. Okay, it's a lot going on. Maybe that's what they were trying to hide. Okay, everything going on. But those are the messages that I have here for you at the time. I pray that this helps you. I know it will. If this was your reading or you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. Peace and have